guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're ranking all of my Unearthly Cosmetics palettes as well as their highlighters. If you're interested in seeing how they rank and a little bit more about their color stories, then please keep watching. Hey guys, okay, so thank you so much for clicking on my video. I recently did this with my Natasha Denona palettes. If you haven't watched it, I'll link it down below and up above. But essentially, I just showed you my collection and then I did a little bit of a ranking just to see how they fell in favorite to least favorite in my eyes. I was introduced to Alien Cosmetics in 2020 and I just kind of fell really hard for them because I was starting to dip into color and I wanted more. Now luxury beauty was sort of my thing. That's kind of what I was into, and I'm still very much into luxury beauty, but the only space where I kind of had an issue with luxury makeup was in the eyeshadow category because I was starting to pull away from like the neutral, soft, classic, everyday looks. And I wanted more color in my life. You know, I've been the type that used one eyeshadow color like for 20 years, you know, just a little taupey brown that I would use every single day, or my bronzer. And so I just wanted more. And that's when I was introduced to indie makeup. And so that's where all the color and the multi-chrome and the glitter and the shimmer and everything came with it. So I was introduced to Alien Cosmetics and I just fell so hard for them. A few months after I learned of Alien Cosmetics, back then it was Alien Cosmetics, I had the pleasure of having the founder and CEO Amanda on my channel for my Makeup and Chill series. And that was really cool because then it brought a different element to the world of indie. The brands were more accessible. You could meet the owner one-on-one and learn a little bit more about their backstory, what drew them into the cosmetics world, where does their inspiration come from, and then you learned a lot about the person. So in my mind, not only was I supporting small business, but I wanted to because the product was great and the people were amazing. I can say the same thing about Divina Cosmetics, It's Belle Cosmetics. We're gonna have Cleona Cosmetics this year on my channel, and you know, Nomad Cosmetics. All of these companies are really amazing people. And truth be told, I met some people that weren't so amazing, and you probably don't hear about them on my channel very much, and I'm just, you know, keeping it real. And that's what I think drew me more to the brand, was like, not only were they giving me all the shimmer, all the color that I wanted, but then it was this really great person on the back end that was working really hard to create a beautiful brand for us. So anyway, that's like my little spiel. On my channel, if you're new here, we like a lot of eyeshadow, a lot of colorful eyeshadow, neutral eyeshadow, all eyeshadow, a lot of foundation, but in general, makeup. It's an uplifting makeup community. Everybody here loves each other. Everybody here loves to talk makeup. We're gonna restart our Makeup and Chill series soon here in 2022. And if that's your thing, I think you should stick around. Subscribe and go follow me on Instagram and Twitter. That's where I post additional looks with the eyeshadow palettes that I normally talk about. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the ranking. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about eyeshadow palettes first, and then we'll give a little bit of time to the highlighters, because what I'm gonna tell you about Unearthly Cosmetics is they just do powder really well, and it's not just eyeshadow, so we'll talk about that. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with my least favorite, and then we're gonna count down to my favorite palette with Alien Cosmetics. I think that makes it a little funner, a little more mystery to it, and keep you watching. During the video, don't forget, if you like what you see, give me a like. Also during the video, I wanted you guys to know that I do have an affiliate code with Unearthly Cosmetics, which is a savings code for you. You save 10% by using the code Yadi on anything that I'm going to show you today. The only exceptions are going to be the royalty palettes, which I think I only have 2 items that fall into that category. We'll talk about that as we go through it. All right, let's get started. Coming in at number 10. Number 10 is my Not Normal palette. Now you will see again that it's branded with Alien Cosmetics. They recently rebranded to Unearthly Cosmetics. So just want you to keep that in mind. A lot of their palettes have been restocked and rebranded, so I will list the ones that are available on her website now down below so that you guys can go peruse the site if you want to. Okay, so number 10, Not Normal, Alien Cosmetics here. First of all, look at this artwork. That's one of the things I love about Alien Cosmetics. She works with artists that come up with like the sickest artwork ever. Now, this palette was really cool at the time. I still like it, but you know, somebody had to come in last. But this is the color story here. And it's really nice. And when we were talking about this palette when it was in production, she will sometimes kind of ping me on Instagram and say like, hey, what do you think about this color story or this, or what about shimmers and whatever. And we were talking about the color story a little bit. At one point, this was supposed to be an all matte palette, which I think would have been really, really cool. But at the same time, I do like what she did with the shimmers here. You know, we got a gold shimmer and then we have kind of a luminescent shimmer there. And I think that it added something really nice to the palette. There's only 3 shimmers in this palette. We have this one too, this soft lilac one. And what she said inspired her to put together this color story is she wanted it to be like an everyday type of palette that you could wear to the office and then maybe throw in a little pop of color from time to time. So if you can see this row here, it's gonna give you an everyday, perfect, neutral, just look to go to work, whatever. But you can also deepen it up with the purple, the greens, you know, you get a little bit of the golds there. And it really is a very pretty palette. I really, really liked it. But again, you know, living in my neutral life for 37 years, I crave a little bit more color than this. And then being introduced to multi-chromes, please. Like multi-chrome every day of my life. Anyway, number 10, not normal. Love it, love it, love it. Coming in at number 9, this palette has actually been rebranded, is available online, and has a new name. So this one is a Serendipity palette, now called the Poison Apple palette. And again, like, come on. Ode to the artist. Look at how amazing that is. And there's your color story there. This is so, so pretty. This was one of the first palettes that I ever picked up. And the one that, you know, just stood out to me was going to be this middle shade here. Look at that. This is where I learned what multi-chromes were. And I had tried Divina Cosmetics, but I feel like every brand has such a special appeal to them. And the special appeal about Alien Cosmetics at the time, or Unearthly Cosmetics, was it gave you that duochrome color, but it looked wet, you guys, like wet. Look at how beautiful that is. Like, I had not experienced this until I tried Alien Cosmetics. And this is still, I believe that this is the shade Sphinx, which you'll see in a couple other palettes, but it's just so, so beautiful. Look at how wet that looks. And then the duochrome action we get. It's just so, so beautiful. The yellow was actually quite punchy in this one as well, which I really, really liked. And it's hard to find a matte yellow, honestly. But this is such a good matte yellow. And so, you know, this is where I started to really, 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 really get my cravings filled when it came to wanting color. I mean, look at that. Literally, I swatched the palette once and I went back and forth once, okay? That's what you get. So this is coming in at number 9. The reason why it comes in at number 9, to be honest, is not even to do with the brand or with the color story. I kind of failed to put together looks that I absolutely loved with this. Like, I didn't understand the color story too much. Looking at it today, I haven't used this palette in a while. I feel like I know what I would have done a little bit more. I feel like I probably would put this green, which is like a satin all over the lid, and then maybe pair it with this one. I don't know. I just failed to connect with the color story on this one, which is why it comes in at number 9. Coming in at number 8 is the Strawberry Milkshake palette. This one's also available on their website and has been rebranded. This is such a cool little palette. And I love it, love it, love it. But again, it was like connecting with the color story a little bit. Although I am going to tell you that yesterday, as I was getting my palettes together and in order, I just happened to dip my finger into this one. And I was like, like I kind of gasped a little bit just because I saw the red and I was like, whoa, that is like incredible. And what I did, oh my gosh, you guys, what I did, I mean, one swatch, okay? One swatch. Look at that. What I did is I took this red here. It's like a berry color. It's like a very true red with a berry color. And I took the middle shade, the Sphinx shade. I think this one's Sphinx, but I took Sphinx from the All I Ever Wanted palette. And so I did this. And look at what happened. Oh my God, look at what happened. Sorry, I'm blinding you guys. Look at what happened when I did that. I was like, oh my God, I gasped. I wanted to do that look for you guys today. Maybe I'll do it before the end of the video. We'll end the video with that look because I feel like it will look glorious on your eyelids. I just have a lot of meetings today for work, so I couldn't do that. But I was like, oh my God, how do the kids say it? I was like, shooketh. Look at that. That is incredible. So, I mean, you know, it comes in at number 8 because I'm going based on like my first instinct. I haven't played with the color story too much, but as you can see, like the quality of these shadows and these mattes are like everything else that you'll see in the line. And that's one thing that I should say. I said this about Nomad Cosmetics the other day, is like the consistency. Sometimes indie brands will have these issues where like palettes, you know, get delayed or they have to go back to the manufacturer or to the lab to reformulate a shade. I know that Amanda specifically has talked about this where the palettes come and one of the shades just seems off to her. She'll resend the entire thing back and like have them reformulate it and put the new formula in. That's how important this is to her. Like that's how serious she takes her brand and what she's putting out into the makeup world. And I really appreciate that because as you can see, you get shades like this and you're just like, yeah, absolutely. This is an exact representation of the quality and how beautiful this brand really is. Coming in at number 7, and I'm so sorry because I'm about to show you one of the most beautiful palettes that is no longer available, but it's in my collection, so I wanted to show it. Coming in at number 7 is the Holiday palette. This was the Holiday 2020 palette. This was the one that started it all. And I mean, again, look at that artwork. Ugh, incredible. And look at this color story. I mean, it's kind of reflective, so I'm gonna just do this so that you can see, but it's like blues, reds, and the shimmers. This shimmer here specifically was like one that I was like, oh, this is where I realized that her shimmers made your skin look wet or your lids look wet. You see what I'm saying? Look at how reflective that was. So, so pretty. I would usually do like a little bit of the blue in the outer corner to kind of deepen it out. I would do this shimmer on the lid with like black eyeliner and a bold red lipstick, and it still looked so girly, so classic. I'll pop the picture up here. It was so pretty. And I just thought like, like you can look classy and pretty, sort of pin-up-y with color and still use like, you know, some fun shimmers. It doesn't only have to be like, you know, just because you're using color or shimmer doesn't mean it can't be like a nice classic look, you know? So, yep, coming in at number 7, Holiday 2020 palette. Coming in at number 6 and recently rebranded is Fairy Frolic. Now, I'm going to pop a picture here of what the new artwork looks like because I think it's so, so pretty. But the color story is essentially the same. And this one is beautiful. I mean, tell me it does not remind you of like a fairy or Tinkerbell. And yeah, this is so, so pretty. It reminds me of like fairies and Tinkerbell and mushrooms, and I don't know why. I mean, it is just beautiful. The mattes in here are amazing. This mustard color I live for, and this shimmer here, this pink shimmer, oh my God, so, so pretty. Look at that. It is amazing. Do you see how this matte, let me see if I can pull up even more. This matte looks like, almost like Natasha Denona's creamy matte shades. They're just so, so good. It looks so silky on the lid and it just works so, so nicely. This mustard color is so nice. That's what you get there, but look how pretty that is. I just love, love, love this color story. I did initially feel about this color story like I did the Poison Apple or Serendipity color story, like I couldn't connect to it, but after a while I just kind of got going. This berry in the middle here, like a eggplant color with this green works really, really nicely together. The shimmers on top of any of these mattes look so, so nice. I mean, this palette, oh, I gotta use it again soon. I haven't used it in a while, but it's so pretty. This mossy green, it's like a satiny color. It's like a satiny formula, but look at how pretty that is. Like, I don't even feel I have this anywhere else in my collection. It's so, so pretty. Definitely one of my favorites. Look at how mossy with a yellow undertone we have to this lime green. Ooh, love it. Okay, now we're getting to the eyeshadows that make me die and go to eyeshadow heaven, as Ash likes to say. Coming in at number 5 is my Don't Be Jelly palette. Ooh, there was mixed thoughts on this when it was released. I knew instantly, you guys are gonna laugh right now when you see this palette. I knew instantly that I had to have it, and of course I did. I ended up doing lid swatches just because this entire palette is shimmers or duochromes, and it did really well, and it's just like, I knew it. I knew it in my heart and my soul that this was gonna be amazing. So this is the color story here. It's kind of reflecting a little bit, but the reason that I thought you guys would laugh is because look, you guys. You guys see this one? There's a freaking pan in there. I feel so accomplished when I see stuff like this. This one here too, which ended up being my favorite shade of the whole palette, almost has pan as well. Well, actually I have 2 favorites, okay? The 2 favorites are gonna be this one here and this one here, and I'm gonna swatch them for you because why not? That's what we're here for, to have all the fun. So here are the 2 shades that I instantly fell in love with. Like, can you tell me anything different? No, you cannot, and I will not believe you, because these are the most beautiful things I've ever set my eyes on. Oh my God. Look at that, you guys. The reason why I almost hit pan on this one is because I went through a phase after I got the palette where I would just do like a black base with black eyeliner or black eyeshadow, and I would just kind of rub that right over it. Let me show you now. All right, so I'm just gonna pull in a black from one of her other palettes and just swatch it on the back of my hand so you can kind of see what I would do. So there's the black and there's that blue color. And I would just kind of lay it all over my lid, and then I would just pop this right on top, and I was like, yes, one eye. Look at. Now, I've told you guys before that, like, purple's kind of my thing. I feel like purple really does make brown or light brown eyes pop. I think that's a really good color for us. I mean, that's kind of what I'm wearing today, not really. But this was just like my go-to. And I would wear it over blue eyeshadow too to make it look more true to tone. But this is one that just randomly I did, and it just worked for me, and I loved it instantly. And so that's why I almost hit pan on it. This one here is so pretty. I actually would use that on its own, you guys. I would just put it all over the lid with black eyeliner and lashes, and that was it. And it was such a soft, beautiful look. It's, you know what it reminds me of? And I don't have it, but it reminds me kind of the It's Belle Cosmetics Rose Water shade. So beautiful, so girly, so soft, but still sparkly. Yeah, love it, love it, love it. Coming in at number 4, and one that I hope they bring back. If it's available, I will list it down below. But this is one of my favorites, and I'm talking about the Lure palette. Again, let's just give a moment to this artwork. Like, come on, you guys. This is incredible. Can anybody guess? Can anybody guess why this was a standout for me? Yep, you're right. It was this one here. I love green, okay? Green eyeshadow is kind of my thing. And so this is the one that drew me in. It was the center shade. Of course, then we got this beautiful duochrome like lime green here, Medusa, which is also really, really nice. I'll show you there. Look at how wet these look. And I just loved it. I loved everything about it. This is where I found out what this color was, which was Sphinx. And I fell hard. I mean, this one has pretty good pan in it. I don't know if you guys can kind of see it, but this one has, not pan, but it's been used quite a bit. It's got a good dip in there. But those are the shades in this one. I also loved how they put a black in there, because I felt like it took every shimmer in this palette to the next level. In the video that I did with this palette, I think what I ended up doing is, again, I took a black, which this one has a black. Look at how matte that black is. and I took a black and then I popped this green, the center shade, over it just to make it really pop on its own, because I felt like that green needed like to stand out on its own. Look at how it transformed this green, the green from the top into here. It is just such an amazing palette. And then you've got like these mustardy oranges right here. Oh my God, so, so good. This one has a little bit of a shimmer in it. This one's just a matte, but sorry guys, I know. I wasn't planning on turning this into a swatch fest, but you have to see this. Look at this. Again, look at the texture on my fingers. It's like a creamy to matte, very satiny, very velvety mattes. And yeah, one swatch. Look at that. So this is number 4. This is the Lure palette, and I am obsessed with this palette, you guys. I'm surprised I haven't used it as much. I mean, the problem, you know, we get to see a lot of different eyeshadows, but then also the problem with that is that, you know, there's so much stuff to get through that I don't get to come back very often. So pretty soon after this ranking, I'd like to film a palette rotation with Unearthly Cosmetics palettes. I think that would be fun, so I could go back and highlight some of these shades for you again and like different look options with each palette. Number 4, I love, love, love this one. Number 3, and the one that I'm wearing today, is going to be in the dark. Look at how pretty. It's just, oh man. This was one of the holiday collections from 2021, and I just really liked the art. This was one of the last palettes that had the Alien Cosmetics logo in it. So this one wasn't rebranded. It was already in production, but either way, my gosh, look at this. This one, I did get NPR, so thank you, Amanda, for sending it. We could choose between this one and the other holiday collection, but I knew instantly, again, with how much I love blues, there's blues in here, and then the purples I think look good on my eyes, so I wanted to keep this one. It's so, so pretty. So what I'm wearing today is actually this matte gray all over the crease, and then I have this green, this mossy green just at the end to give it a little bit of different element to it. And then I have a shimmer from another palette that I'll show you in a second. And then my eyeliner is this in the dark shade, the dark blue. And look at that. You guys, is there anything yummier than these mattes? I'm telling you, like, sometimes people think that because it's indie or it's a smaller brand that the quality's not going to be there. And like, no ma'am, that is not the case. Clearly you can see by these mattes. Let me just show you like one swatch, you know, kind of a messy swatch, but look at how yummy and grungy and dark that is. I love, love, love this palette. It's newer, but it like quickly shot up there because of how good it is. I don't have anything with that color story at all in my collection, and I think that's what drew me to it. The shimmer's not bad in there either. But I just love it so much in the dark. This one is available as a bundle, so you'll get the palette, you'll get a highlighter, a single highlighter, and then you'll get a lip gloss with the kit. And I think it's like a really good price, like $52 or $59. And you can save a little bit with my code, but yeah, this is what it is. It's simple. It's not overwhelming because you only get 8 shades. The pans are pretty large, but you get 8 shades, and there's many different color combos that you can put together. So I really, really like it. Number 2 is, how can I put it? All I ever wanted, duh. Number 2 is All I Ever Wanted. You guys, this was one of the times that I chose to subject my eyelids to torture. I did end up doing a lid swatch video for this palette. There was 20 shades. Yes, I remember 20. My eyelids were raw for quite a few weeks after this because of how much scrubbing with taking off all the shimmer and everything that it took. And it was well worth it. It was well worth it. Now, the sad part came like immediately after I posted my video. Everybody was just like, I need it. I want it in my life. And it sold out so quickly. And then for a while they said that, you know, it had been a limited edition or discontinued or whatever. I talked to Amanda about it, and she was like, it's so expensive to make, Yadira. And I said, yeah, but people want it. It's all we've ever wanted. It's really, really good. And so I was really, really happy when months later, she decided to bring this back kind of on a limited release. Like she would do pre-orders to like see or pique interest, you know, or to gauge interest. And every single time people are like, yes, yes, give it to me, give it to me, give it to me. I mean, this is probably one of my most watched videos from last year because people just fell in love with the idea of a 20 pan of duochrome palette. It was such an amazing companion palette. You know, we had the brand Blend Bunnies that released, or Blend Bunny that released like their all matte palette, their blends palette, which paired so nicely with this one. You know, so you had all mattes and then you had all shimmers or duochromes. So yeah, this one is amazing. This one also has my favorite of all shades of hers, which is Sphinx. You know, we swatched this one earlier. The one that I'm wearing today is Alien Princess, actually. This one here in the middle. This is what I have in my lid. So yeah, I just love, love, love how these shimmers transform a look. Look at how it looks. Look at how the shimmers look on my eyes. And look at how it looks on the finger. Like it looks very different, but it just transforms a look. And that's what every single shade in this palette does, you guys. If I had to critique it, I couldn't, because it is the perfect, perfect, perfect palette. Okay? It's the perfect palette. And this is all I've ever wanted. And now I have it. And now you can too, because it's available on her site. Okay? All right. That was a little infomercial-y, but you know, I just want people to know how good this is. And number one, drum roll please. Number one, Blend Bunnies. Blend Bunnies. And I'm sorry, I need to check to see if it's available on her site. I have a feeling it's not, but I think it's coming back. Don't quote me. Again, everything I will check, I will leave down below in the description box. But okay, let's start with the artwork. This is one of the palettes that I actually have displayed in my my little drawers here behind because it's just so pretty. It's so cute, but so sexy, but so colorful. I mean, this is sick, you guys. I love, love, love the artwork here. And let me show you the shades. Now, it kind of looks like I haven't used it much, but I actually have. What happened is that I ended up getting 2 of these palettes because these 2 shades were broken up here. So she ended up sending me another palette so I could swap them out. And so I used the other beaten up one a little bit more. But now, this kind of gives people anxiety, I've heard, okay? I'm not like A-type where things have to look a certain way. So to me, it was like, fine. It did take me a while to figure out what, you know, how this worked, I guess, in my mind. And never visually did it click that like every single matte has a corresponding shimmer that it pairs very nicely with. So we have the magentas here. Another thing that I wanted to say about this palette is, oh my goodness, you guys, it's hard to explain, but the shimmers, the mattes, I would say more so the shimmers, like they are on another level. But even the mattes, they feel so extremely luxurious. They feel different. They feel really, really different. And I brought this up to Amanda one time as we were talking, and she's like, well, girl, like this was like one of the most expensive palettes that I've ever made. And I think it retailed for $60 or $65. And I don't mean in terms of what she retailed it for, but on the back end, on the business side, it was very expensive to make. It was made in Italy. And the shimmers, like, we often talk about this like on the luxury side about how, you know, palettes that are made in Italy are going to be just so much better in quality than products made in China, for instance, or even in the US. I don't know what it is, you guys, but these shimmers are like something that I've never felt before. And I will say that, like, it's not even about like the look. Like, yes, the look is beautiful. Like this middle shade Hop, this shimmery orange is gorgeous, but it's more so about the how they feel. They feel so silky, so buttery, and you know, this brought such an elegance to the brand in my opinion. Unfortunately, I don't feel, I mean, look at this one here, the very top one. even the orange one, all of them, they're so beautiful. I don't feel that this palette got all the hype that it deserved. I think people were more so interested in the art than they were the palette. And a lot of people, like with the different size pans and, you know, maybe even the color story, just weren't too into it. But I would say if you've ever been curious about this, if it's still available, I will leave it down below. But like, this is one of the most special palettes that she has made, in my opinion. I don't even, okay, this is crazy, you guys. I don't even think, I have a lot of luxury like eyeshadows, and I have many different brands. I don't feel like the way that these shadows feel, I don't feel like I've experienced a better formula, in my opinion. I mean, it's just my opinion. Let me swatch the mattes a little bit. The best way to describe the mattes, you guys, they're just so silky, so buttery, so smooth. The best way to describe the mattes is going to be like, they feel like velvet. I mean, look at that. They feel like velvet. And the only other time I've felt that type of formula is in the Chanel quads. So yeah, I said it. Look at that, you guys. It's just an incredible palette. I don't feel like it got all the hype that it deserved. In my opinion, I don't believe that I own a more beautiful eyeshadow quality. Yeah, I don't. I feel like this is such an amazing formula, and this is going to be my #1 palette for Unearthly Cosmetics. Okay, what did you think about that ranking and the palettes? Did the order of things surprise you a little bit? Yeah, let me know what your thoughts are and which you'd like to pick up. If you want to see individual swatches to any of the palettes, let me know and I can do those over on Instagram. As a matter of fact, maybe I will do that. Let me see how I can figure it out. Yeah, I think I can do that on Instagram because I have 10 palettes and I can swatch them all and post them right before this video goes up. So I'll do that. Let's talk about highlighter for a second because that's something else that she does extremely well that people don't really talk about too much. And I have 4 different products here. I'm gonna also rank them, but it's kind of an unofficial rank. It's not a formal rank because there's only 4 and they're all so different, but I wanted to talk about them. Now, my code works on all of the palettes that we talked about, but remember I said that for the royalty items, my code was not gonna work. These are some of the royalty items. We have the Gigi and Danny collection. I'm really glad she brought these back because for a while they weren't on there. This was a collaboration that she had with her sisters, Gigi and Danny. And one of them created a blush and the other one created a highlight. And I think it's so cute. Her sisters kind of look like her. They're so cute. And so I wanted to show you. This is actually going to be my favorite highlighter of everything that I will show you today. But here is Danny. This is the highlighter here. It's going to be blown out because it's actually a white color. And then here is Gigi, the blush. You guys, when I tell you that Alien Cosmetics just does powder so well, I mean, they just do. So here are the highlighter and blush. Look at that blush. I don't believe I own another blush this color. It is so beautiful. Look at that there. So pretty. They used to only sell in the bundle, but they sell them individually now and they're $10 each. And it's just so nice. Let me blow out the highlighter a little bit here and the blush. They look really pretty on the skin. They look really perfecting and blurring. I really like these. They're so beautiful. I feel like they didn't get enough hype because initially the collection was somewhat limited, so it just didn't get too much attention, but I feel like that's probably going to be my favorite of all that I'm going to show you. Then I do have this one in the dark. Remember I told you that palette comes with a highlighter and a lip gloss, and so there you go. You can't see it here too much. There we go. it's kind of got a blue sheen to it. It is like a blue highlighter, which I think is such a perfect addition to the other highlighters that I'm going to show you next. The other highlighters have color as well, but you can see the blue luminosity there. So that's great. And then we have, and that highlighter is only part of the collection. And then we have her low light palette that came out last year in 2021. These pans are ridiculously huge, but it's supposed to be a face and body highlighter palette. And this is where, you know, I had seen some colored highlighters with Kaleidos and such, but this is where I really got into them, like really doing monochromatic highlighter with eyeshadow looks, things like that. I'll swatch this really quickly for you. She did such a good job. Like, she just understands powder so well. Those are the highlighters there. You can see them there. Look at the luminosity, so pretty. And then we have the last two, which is like a bronzy gold color and a green highlighter, which sounds crazy, but they just work. They just work. So pretty. So I have 8 highlighters, I have 1 blush, and I would say my favorite of all the highlighters, like I said, in everyday wearable is gonna be Dani at the top. I just love her so much. But all of them are so pretty. Today I'm wearing the blue one, just a little bit, but just enough to give a little bit of shine. So there you have it, guys. There's my Unearthly Cosmetics ranking and collection. Let me know what your thoughts are. This has been one of my favorite brands for 2 years in a row now, and I just love everything that they do. I think she's innovative. I think she like has an artistic eye to it. And what I mean by that is she mentioned on her live stream with us that she'll actually go to the artist, work on the cover of the palette first, and then the artwork that she picks out from these artists that she works with will inspire the color story in the palettes. So I think it's like a backwards way of doing things, but I think it's really cool because art inspires most of us. And so I just think that it's really cool that she kind of pairs the color story to go with the art that drew her in. And that's really cool. Aside from that, she's an amazing person, really hardworking, really loves everybody, you know, that supports her brand. She's also there to accept criticism and to respond when things don't go right all the time. And that's really to be admired and to be respected. And so Unearthly Cosmetics, thank you for your friendship. Thank you for the partnership. Like I said, I am an affiliate with them, and I'm very proud to be because I really love their products. I hope that you guys enjoyed my collection and ranking on Unearthly Cosmetics. Check out the description box below. It will have the information on all of the palettes, if they're available or not, along with the links. Code Yadi saves you 10%. Don't feel pressured though. A lot of these are not going anywhere. They'll be around for a while. But anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know which palette you'd like to try or which you own. And yeah, we'll talk to you guys next time. Bye!